I'm a pretty controversial dude, and just like your uncle who gets a little too political at the Thanksgiving family reunion, I got some pretty spicy takes. 1. I eat kiwis with the skin on. It literally tastes the same. Don't knock it till you try it. 2. I am a chronic sink water enjoyer. Miss me with that British shit. I am an alpha male. I got that dog in me. And 3. I think Pokemon as a franchise should die. Pokemon needs to go, bro. And I say this as a Pokemon fan. I mean, honestly, I could make an entire video about how Pokemon has lazy character design, a game developed for casual play that makes it lose its sense of direction or purpose, as well as a game that's full of cut corners, often released half-baked, and at some points frankly unplayable. That's why I've always been interested in games inspired by Pokemon, because I truly believe that if this Nintendo franchise keeps making horrible products, it's only a matter of time before another game penetrates the market and becomes top dog. But without further ado, welcome to Kadomon. To be honest, this game isn't really much like Pokemon at all, but I feel like adding Mon at the end of your game title is kind of like watching Spicy Time without a private browser. Nintendo's such a litigious organization, it feels kind of risky, but I kind of like it. We all have that one friend that won't let us use Google on their phone. Or is that just me? I don't know. Regardless, Katamon is like if Pokemon and Super Auto Pets had a baby, or did like a little anime twin fusion. One of the two. The best way I could describe this game is a creature collector roguelite. Since this game is an auto battler, your gameplay doesn't consist of key mechanics, right? You're not doing that CS2 aim, you're not there with your Valorant aim tracking, or your Apex wall bounce, tap strafe, 69 Among Us mantle jump techs, but rather this game emphasizes attention to detail. On each run, you can catch different mons. I'm gonna call them mons, I don't feel like saying Kadomon, that's just 3 syllables, takes too long. Anyways, and you use those mons to synergize your team to create nasty combos. Right now in the demo, there's about 5 layers in this gameplay onion that can stack with one another to make your team as strong as possible. First, you have your creature typings. The more the same type you have, the better effects you get to that related type. Second are your relics. Think like Slay the Spire or Enter the Gungeon. You keep them on your screen and they affect the entire team in your entire run through until you end. Then there are individual items that you can apply to each mon, and this is where you get that kind of Pokemon vibe. Think like a focus band or a citrus berry that you can give to a Pokemon and it can use in battle. And so you got a ton of those. And then you have the mons themselves. So mons will have your primary attack ability, and then it'll have like a little bit of an ult ability that happens less frequently. In between all of these different items, there's a ton of different routes to success. Now currently Kadomon is in its prologue stage, so there is only one level, which makes me want to cry. And when I want to cry, I want to eat a burrito. So right now I want to cry and eat a burrito. But high key, I was clapping cheeks in more ways than I can count, and I can't really count past 3. So I clapped cheeks 3 different times. I did run-throughs with each of the 3 starter mons. There's a water, grass, and fire. They have additional typings too. And they all play super different. It's super fun. Fire is very aggressive, very attack heavy. Water is based on shields. And the grass and the bug guy, he was kind of based on combos, mostly within regen and fortify, which is mostly damage mitigation. One part I really enjoyed about this game is the character design. I feel like a lot of games that imitate Pokemon try and take the Pokemon art style, but this one really took to Super Auto Pets. Imagine if you were in the world of Super Auto Pets and then you died by getting hit by a bus, because there's actually buses in that game, and then you got transferred into a magical isekai world full of magical creatures still in the Super Auto Pets style. Well, now you got Kadomon. I like how similar this game is to Super Auto Pets while being so wildly different, right? As you play through the level, you can evolve your Kadomon, and it's pretty self-explanatory. There's just XP. You get the same mon, you can level it up faster, and I'm pretty sure that there are multiple stages after the first stage once this leaves prologue, so that you can fully flesh out your team. You start with 4 on the field. There's 2 in the front, 2 in the back. I made this crucial mistake by having my starters get his ass cheeks clapped, thinking that he was one behind. Mon abilities that affect other mons in your team can happen forwards, backwards, or to the sides. And a lot of the abilities that trigger usually align with the typings of the mon that you're playing with. Pretty self-explanatory, not gonna lie. I think my favorite starter was the grass type. That was the very first run I did. I ran with mostly a grass poison build. So I'd essentially regen my whole team, give a ton of damage mitigation, and cockblock all my opponents from doing anything to me. And then I would give them poison stuff, and then I would double the poison stuff, and then I would triple the poison stuff. And most of my characters didn't really attack, But the poison damage was so high that I just ended up clapping their cheeks in a couple turns. Because this is an auto battler, you watch everything play out in real time. There's nothing you can do while your team is actually battling. You can fast forward it, but honestly I find the gameplay quite soothing. I feel like fast forwarding in this game is kind of the equivalent of fast forwarding in a movie just to see the ending. Like, who wants to do that? You get all this time and effort you put into the game and you're not even going to see how it plays out. I'm already judging people who do this, by the way. But anyways, Katamon is sick. If you want to check out the demo, I got a Steam link in the description below. And that's all I got for you. Hope you all have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you on the next one. Toodles!